Hello again, and welcome to Getting Back to Business, starting or restarting a business in the new normal. This is the second in a series of Everyday Better webinars brought to you by Manulife Philippines. I am Eileen Janisha, and I will be your host for today. We would like to start the webinar on a high note by giving away this limited edition Everyday Better Hydro Flask to another lucky winner. A big congratulations to Jose Tambuyat. Congratulations, Mr. Tambuyat. Our team will get in touch with you on how you can claim your prize. This pandemic has touched our lives in so many ways and in such a short span of time, and it will continue to affect us in the years to come. It has changed the way we interact with brands and has forced a lot of businesses to rethink how they do business. Not surprisingly, we also saw the birth of a lot of new businesses online, from home-cooked meals to construction supplies. And with the rise of new businesses means a busier and more competitive marketplace where old and new brands compete with each other on equal footing online. So how can businesses compete and thrive in this new normal? We are very fortunate to have three guest speakers today who can help us either start a new business amidst the pandemic, restart an existing one with the help of technology. Before I introduce our first speaker, I would like to request everyone to send in your questions to our guest speakers through the Q&A box at the bottom right-hand side of your screen. Our panelists will address your questions during the Q&A session at the end of the program. Participants who ask a question will have a chance to win the limited edition Everyday Better Hydro Flask from Manulife, so you can stay hydrated while you work from home. I won't keep you waiting any longer. Let's dive in. Our first speaker is responsible for overseeing business strategy, day-to-day operations, and expansion of Grab's parcel delivery service in the Philippines. She drives Grab's mission of empowering small businesses to thrive online through programs such as the Madiskarteng Boss Club. Her experience as the operations and logistics manager of Uber and the IT operations manager for Procter & Gamble prior to her stint in Grab has made her an expert in the field of digital logistics. Please join me as I welcome Jacqueline Lim, head of Grabexpress Philippines. Hi, Jack. Good afternoon.
Hi, Eileen. Good
Hello,
afternoon.
Jack. Thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me. Okay, so can we go to the slides? Yeah. Today we're looking at how we can help SMEs and social sellers thrive online. Um, can we move to the next slide? Okay, so first let's meet some of your online sellers. Most of our online sellers are age 28 to 35, right? A lot of them are female. And when we look at it, most of our online sellers are operating, it's like half-half, right? Part-time and full-time. So next slide. So let's meet one of our online sellers, Miss Andrea. She's actually a housewife. She's one of our sellers from the Madiskarteng Boss Club. Um, I think during the pandemic, a lot of her deliveries were heavily reliant on Grabexpress, right? As she mentioned, swerte siya because they remained accessible even during the ECQ, and she was able to take care of her son. Next slide. So I think let's talk about a bit about the challenges of these online sellers, right? What do they face during the new normal? I think the first piece is you've mentioned something about people having equal footing, Eileen, right? Like the small
Yes.
businesses and the existing brands, they have
Mhm.
equal footing because there isn't really a storefront where people go to during the new normal, right? While the quarantine eases up, I think if you're limited by your storefront, it's actually not easy to reach more audience. Social sellers also are not easily locatable. It's that you can't really find them easily if you search for them in Google, right? So one of the things we're trying to do is we're allowing these sellers to pin their store in the Grab app. So if you want to book from your online store, your favorite online store, you can look for them as long as they are signed up and they're able to give us the pin. The other piece is a lot of people are going online. I've seen in the poll, like most of the people have actually started doing their websites, have started exposing themselves in social media. But there is slowly gonna be, we're slowly gonna reach a point where the market is just gonna be saturated. You need to be differentiated for you to stand out with your competitors. I think one thing unique that we can provide is really that avenue to showcase these online sellers, exposing them to millions of users of the Grab app. The last piece is most online sellers transact with their buyers using cash, right? I think we are starting to learn the different cashless channels, right? So how can we make both cash and cashless channels available for online sellers and their buyer as we go through the new normal? Next slide, please. So some of the trends we've observed during the pandemic, right? So first is food is still the top items that sellers send over via Grabexpress. Your favorite sushi bake, ube cheese pandesal. These are some of the trends that we've been seeing, and the food items comprise of still 40% of our orders for Grabexpress, even with the growth during the pandemic. Medical supplies, motor and bike parts are also something that's emerging, as well as grocery items. So people deliver their fresh fish, frozen meat, their vegetables via Grab Express. New sellers have also emerged. I think, let's go back. I think during the pandemic, a lot of people who are at home finally found the time to basically start selling online. And we, as Grab, was continuously doing our very best to improve safety behavior of our drivers, to encourage ordering of these people. Next slide. So, what? How do people embrace like digital services to thrive in the new normal? Next slide. Yeah. So, if you look at it, right, there are multiple parts of why social sellers to embrace digital services. So first is cost efficiency and deliveries. It's like if you have your own fleet, you have to worry about the person's salary, all the different benefits. And there might be days where you don't have enough demand for your own fleet. So this becomes a more cost efficient option to bring your products from your house, from your storefront to all your consumers. The second piece is additional online storefront arm, right? I think if you partner with platforms like Grab, you're able to focus on your digital marketing efforts. And at the same time, as I've mentioned a while ago, we are showcasing our online sellers in our platform, in our digital channels, which allows them to reach more people outside of their existing network. It allows you to reach millions of users, and you are able to sell to the entire Grab Express and Grab platform. The other piece is in terms of increasing your revenue. I think if you are able to sell online, right? If all this revenue from your existing stores, from your existing suke, you are able to reach more people. You're able to increase revenues and profit. The last piece is I think we are able to offer some financial offerings, right? Grab Express is offering loans, we're offering rebates, we're offering promos, we're offering both COD and cashless options to our sellers, which allows them to just worry about making their products, doing their own websites, instead of worrying about their deliveries. Overall, I think digital services from logistics companies like us make it more efficient, gives you the freedom of serving more people outside of your neighborhood, right? You are breaking free from the tyranny of location of one storefront, right? Next slide. So what is Grab Express, right? Grab Express is a same-day delivery solution. Open your app, book a rider, it arrives to you, and gets your parcel to your consumers within 30 minutes. Next slide. So why would sellers embrace Grab Express? I think instead of looking for your neighborhood guy who can deliver for you, right? I'll pay you 50 pesos, deliver for me. Using the Grab platform has some benefits that people might not automatically think of it from the start. The first one is all our parcels are insured up to 10,000 pesos. So if you send something, right, you can send your, I don't know, gadget, some of your gadgets that's up to 10,000 pesos. You can actually deliver it safely. And if anything happens, right, it gets broken, it gets lost, you can file a claim and we will process it, right? As long as it's within 10,000, we can pay you up to 10,000 pesos. The next one is convenience of monitoring. I think the convenience we loved with the app is actually being able to track your driver, being able to chat with them. During ECQ, a lot of people were asking Kuya driver to shop for them. So Kuya taking photos of the grocery items that are available in the grocery store. Those are some of the common use case of our Grab chat feature. And the last piece is on speed, right? It's no longer waiting for long hours. I've heard of someone who had to fall in line in a branch for like 4 hours just to send a document, realizing 3 hours after she sent her messenger that she could have used Grabexpress. Right. So she's like, shucks, I should have used Grab. It would have already reached the person I'm sending the item to. So it basically just straightforward get delivered to the person within hours or within the day, depending on which service you use. Next slide. So we have different products. I think the one that everyone's most familiar with is Grabexpress Instant and Grabexpress Multi-Stop, which are basically pick up, drop off to the different recipients that you have. We also have Grabexpress Same Day. Grabexpress Same Day is basically like Grab Grab Share, wherein instead of pulling people together, you're pulling parcels together. So you batch the parcels for efficiency to give a lower priced product to our sellers. This has a bit of a longer wait time, but it's actually cheaper. And it will still get your parcel to your recipient within the day. Then the next service, which I think became famous during the pandemic, is Grabexpress Pabile, which is the service that allows you to purchase items for up to maximum of 2,000 pesos. We've noticed also that some of our sellers are using this for lower value items below 2,000. They're asking the buyer to just book Pabile so that the driver can prepay the item that's being bought from them. I think the last service, which very few people know about, is that we are actually partners with Ninjavan to do nationwide deliveries. So you can book nationwide deliveries on your Grab app and have it delivered within 7 working days. Next slide. So where are we available? Grabexpress is available in Manila, Cebu, Pampanga, Iloilo, Bacolod, Davao. Most recently, just I think this week, we have launched CDO and Baguio. So those are the cities where you can actually use Grabexpress. Next slide. So let's talk about the Madiskarteng Boss Club, which Eileen mentioned, right? This is what most MSMEs would be looking forward to. So let's go to it. What is Madiskarteng Boss Club? It's really just a way for you to maximize your earnings and a way for you to get exclusive perks through a loyalty program. Next slide. So here are some of the perks, right? I've mentioned rebates, promos, exclusive products, loans, ad spaces, and learning opportunities, right? I think I'll go through it one by one in the succeeding slides. Next slide. So the first is rebates program. I think any amount of cost savings from the sellers is something that's additional income that they can use to produce more products, right? So first is the rebate scheme. The rebate scheme can actually allow you to get up to 500 pesos worth of rebates every week if you consistently book Grabexpress. So depending on the number of rides you book, you get a certain amount of rebate as you hit the different milestones of the challenges. So every single seller will actually see this in their app. Next slide. Exclusive products, right? I'm showing here two different products. The first product is Grabexpress Instant Business or Grabexpress Instant Bag. These are actually drivers that have insulated bags. So I think you guys have noticed you have no way of booking a rider and be sure that the rider has a bag. So we have exposed this product to our online seller, and it's actually exclusive for them because We want them to be able to ship their product safely. The other piece is Grabexpress Car Beta, which is basically just a car where you can fit more items to. Before we launched this to the public, we actually allowed our sellers to test the product first. They were the first ones to have access to the car product, which is why we've attracted people who sell bigger items like furniture, appliances, plants, right? And I think right now what people were very excited about is Grabexpress launching our COD product for our online sellers, which is live today. All our online sellers, as long as they sign up and give the necessary consents, will be eligible to the COD product, which allows them to receive the COD amount in their bank account twice a week. Next slide. Rewards and promos, I think the first promo we've ever had was a flat fare from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. Imagine delivering from QC all the way to Las Piñas for 88 pesos, right? That was our intro promo. And every month, we actually refresh promos for our online sellers. As you noticed, like we're not really offering a lot of mass promos to the public, but our online sellers will always have ways to maximize their income through our different promos, aside from the rewards I've mentioned a while ago. Next slide. Learning opportunities, we actually do our own webinars, mixers. Aside from me speaking about the product or the highlights for the past couple of months, normally what we do is we invite speakers, we invite their fellow sellers to share their experiences and to share different learnings to allow our sellers to grow and to learn as they try to grow their business. Next slide. So ad spaces, I think I've mentioned this. So we do feature our sellers in our social media accounts, right? So if you're an online seller, if you're part of Madiskarteng Boss Club, just make sure to tag Grab.PH and use our hashtag Madiskarteng Boss Club. Then we will actually feature you. So to allow you to reach more people. Aside from that, recently we have been featuring different sellers. So some of our sellers were super duper supportive in offering 10 to 15% off their products during Father's Day. And in return, we actually place them inside the Grab app so that they can reach more people. People who might not have known about their products can now access their products and order from them through the Grab app. Next slide. The other piece is on Puhunan Loans. So I think a lot of MSMEs have raised this, especially as the BER months arrive. It's hard to actually get capital to fund the influx of orders for December, right? Because nobody would prepay your items 3 months in advance, especially if you're importing it. So that coming from that insight, we actually partnered with our internal Grab Financial Group for the loans for the SMEs. We call it Puhunan Loans, and it's actually being offered exclusive to the sellers. The amount and the interest rates are actually dependent on the amount of documents they submit, right? So the more documents that can justify a better credit score, obviously the better loan terms and the more they can loan from Grab. Next slide. So how to be a member, right? So to be a member of the Madiskarteng Boss Club, our sellers just have to go to grb.to/Madiskarteng Boss Club, right? What will happen is that our team will verify the sign-up details within 24 to 48 hours, and then you will receive an SMS informing you that you are officially part of the club. Next slide. I think I want to go and discuss some of the different case studies from our local online stores and how they were able to bounce back after going online. Next slide. So the first one is a brick and mortar store who is a vegetable vendor. So it's like your tindero in the palengke. So it's basically from an influx of people who would go to them every day buying vegetables in the morning. When COVID-19 hit, people basically would not go there. They wouldn't risk their lives and go to the wet market. Right? So that became a big hit to their business, right? It's really a loss. Even small restaurants have either downsized or closed operations at that time. So for this vegetable vendor, I think what happened was the son started joining Viber groups to purchase some items. And then they realized that people also sell fresh produce, right? So they've decided to create a page, started selling to friends, started selling to the people they had mobile numbers of, right? Their former suki. And then now they join Grabexpress. They are able to check the orders and then batch it, prepare it, and they're able to deliver it either same day or next day, depending on the availability of the vegetables. So now they can now serve clients from within Metro Manila, Bulacan, Laguna, Cavite, and Rizal, right? So imagine a small palengke stall now delivering to the entirety of Metro Manila, right? Versus waiting for people to go to their store. Next slide. Yeah, I think this one is more on a small restaurant owner. If you think about it, it's hard because they had to downsize. Another thing that they did is they also did Grab Express. They surfaced their hotlines, they surfaced their Viber accounts on Facebook, and they allowed people to actually order online. Grab Express became their delivery arm, and they joined Madiskarteng Boss Club. Now they're actually developing their own website to be able to API integrate with Grab. The next piece is actually on an appliance store. The next slide, sorry. Yeah, it's on an appliance store. I think the key takeaway here, the difference between this and the other two is that initially they were driving their items on their own because there was no delivery solution that fit their items. When we launched Grab Express Card, that's when they were able to capitalize on people's aircons breaking down and just delivering aircons to these people rather than doing it themselves, right? Rather than driving to their clients and being able to serve. So that basically multiplied the amount of people they can serve with their appliances products by 10x. Next slide. And lastly, I think I would end by showing that a lot of these online business who started before the pandemic, they've actually doubled down during the ECQ, and they have seen tremendous increase in terms of their volume. Here are some of our online sellers. We have Nene Tamaya from Nene Prime Food, who's been using Grab Express since 2017. Ada the Juicery, who's been using us for more than a year now, and Celeste, who has also been using us more during the pandemic. So I guess it's like my key message there is I just really want to encourage everyone to just give it a try, right? It's not expensive. It's actually free to try out Grab Express. So just go online, use your app, join the Madiskarteng Boss Club, and then we'll just make the perks available for you. I think that's my last slide.
Oh. Hi sis, can I order a phone case and have it delivered now? Okay. Eto kuya. As an online seller, Grabexpress makes me part of the Madiskarteng Boss Club. Mula nung nag-member ako, ang feeling ko, CEO ako! Thank you, kuya! Ang business ko, walang pahinga, kahit nasa bahay man or nasa salon pa. Plus, my deliveries get me rebates and exclusive rewards on the Grab app.
Oh, God!
At nagbibigay rin sila ng business solutions to help me. Here you go, kuya! Diskartehan mo na, so sign up na for the Madiskarteng Boss Club with Grabexpress! Kuya!
Your questions later.
Thank you very much, Jack. Thank you for being with us this afternoon. In this day and age, it is really important to be madiskarte. And while that's a quality that all Filipinos have, it doesn't hurt to have the right tools in your arsenal to help you grow or restart your business. So I'm gonna let everything that she said sink in for a bit and let you answer this quick poll. Our third poll question is, where would you go to sell online? Is it through your own e-commerce site, Lazada, Shopee, Carousel, Facebook, Instagram, or messaging services like FB Messenger, Viber, and the like? Key in your answers in the pop-up poll on Zoom. If you're already selling online, tell us where we can find you. If you're just thinking of how you can turn your traditional business into an online business, please let us know how you intend to do it. Keep your answers coming, guys. There's no right or wrong answer, so feel free to let us know what you think. Thank you everyone who answered the poll. Also, just reminding everyone that you can now ask your questions via the Q&A box on Zoom so our panelists can address them later on during the Q&A segment of the program. Now that we're seeing a rise on online sellers, it is no longer a question of who's selling online, but how they're selling online. Our next speaker will share more about how Filipinos are selling online and how you can deliver a frictionless customer experience to have an advantage over your competitors. He has worked on developing several enterprise-level solutions from the Department of Finance, Presidential Communication Group, and DTI, and played a strategic role in the launch of the McDonald's Philippines mobile app. He's the CEO and co-founder of ChatGenie.PH, a messenger mini app platform that's being offered to businesses without any upfront development cost. Let us all welcome Ragde Falcis, CEO and co-founder of ChatGenie.PH.
Hi everyone, thanks for attending this event. Also thanks to the organizers of this Manulife Innovation webinar series. Today I'll be sharing our experience in operating our mini app platform in dealing with this pandemic crisis and moving forward how businesses and eventually the economy can recover from the effects of COVID-19. The effect is actually very devastating in the economy because the government is forced to implement a lockdown from March 16 and eventually downgraded it to general community quarantine. In effect, only the essential goods can travel from one city to another. This actually forced even the large conglomerates to operate online. There's actually a meme in the internet that you can see asking which actually led the digital transformation for every company. It's not your CEO, it's not your CDO, even CIO, but it's actually the virus. For those who are selling online, you guys are all familiar with this. These are the channels, the common channels that you can use. Some comes with no cost, easy to set up, no payment or any other KYC requirement. There are actually platforms or channels that are easy to use for our customers. Unfortunately, not all encompasses all the accessibility when it comes to the cost, easy onboarding, and ease of use. There are actually common here, Google Sheets, your typical messaging apps, wherein you have to process the orders manually. But there are actually platforms and channels that encompasses all of these qualities. These are mobile apps, websites of Lazada, Shopee, and even Shopify. But the thing is, even those have what we call friction points. For your website, if the load page actually exceeds more than 5 seconds, they will eventually go to your competitor. For mobile apps, you have no choice but to download it, and 69% of the users, if they observe that the download process is too long, they will go and skip your product. Here in our market, unfortunately, the data plan is not that uh, cheap, and it's a bit expensive. If you manage to, let's say, install the mobile app, you have to allow it to access permissions on your phone. And if you're going to use it, you have no choice but to register another account. So the way how we bypass this friction point is to make the ordering and checkout process right inside the platform where you advertise it. Currently, the way how you advertise it is you join Facebook groups and promote your product. You even share stories on how you created your products and goods on your newsfeed, and eventually you can get organic interest from your post. This is actually same trend that's happening in China, the first country that experienced this pandemic crisis and eventually imposed lockdown. There are two main platforms that benefited from this frictionless approach, which is WeChat. They saw a surge of interest from businesses operating online, shifting to online. Same thing with Alipay. They actually got over 10,000 active users in using their mini app. But the thing is, these two platforms are not so dominant here in the Philippines, but we know for a fact that 9 out of 10 Filipinos has already Facebook Messenger on their phones. To share how this frictionless commerce happens here in the Philippines, we broke it down to several pages. It's actually a brand that sells their goods via Messenger. It all starts, of course, with the opt-in page. They click Get Started, they'll see the welcome message, followed by the call to action, Order Now. If they click Order Now, they'll see the listing, where they can click it and they'll see the product page. They can select the quantity, they can see the price change as they click the quantity button. If they want to see the cart items, they can go to cart page to see the cart items and the order summary, so that they can know how much are they in the cart already. If they want to proceed, they'll see the checkout form. We require email address, mobile number, and of course address to fulfill the product. We're working with a same-day delivery platform so that even though you don't have an internal fleet, you can still deliver the goods to your customers. Currently, we have 3 payment options: cash on delivery, care of your internal fulfillment team, bank deposit, which will be deposited to your bank account, and online payments. We accept Mastercard, Visa, JCB, and Pay with PayMaya. If you want to proceed, you can see the summary and then eventually place your order. Once the rider accepted your delivery request, you'll see this page. The delivery receipt or order receipt will be in the conversation, so that you don't need to take a screenshot and send it yourself. You can even see the order status of the pending orders that you have. You can also see which ones are for delivery, completed, and even canceled. So in a nutshell, it's basically putting the experience that you have on Lazada, Shopee, right inside Messenger. In China, this is actually popularized by Jack Ma. He called this the Iron Triangle. You have the channel where you order your product. You have the online payments, basically to facilitate the transaction, and you have the logistics and fulfillment to fulfill and deliver the goods to your customers. Imagine all of these things can be done on a frictionless platform. I want to share how our mini apps actually help small businesses set up their newly established businesses selling and delivering essential goods. So from the lockdown, you'll see that in less than 10 days, there's actually a first online shop that was set up, enabled to sell palenque items such as vegetables, frozen meat to their customers. They can do this easily simply because they can set it up in less than 5 minutes. There's also this interesting story from a palenque uh, owner wherein he knows the problem of their tenants. They know that since there's a lockdown, the influx of people coming to their palenque is actually affected. So what they did is they set up an online store and accept orders from their customers, collect the goods from their tenants, and that actually helped them and help their tenants survive in the lockdown imposed by the government. There's also a initiative in QC wherein they set up the same initiative to help tricycle drivers in delivering the goods so that they can have an alternative source of livelihood. And same thing with tenants. We also work with Office of the Vice President to set up the same initiative in Zamboanga so that the tricycle drivers can eventually have a way to have an income in this crisis. We facilitated over 12 million worth of transactions already in the platform. Uh, More than 90% are food. That's understandable simply because those are the goods that can pass through checkpoints during the lockdown. We got some data here wherein 6,000, over 6,000 of the orders came from Metro Manila. Currently, businesses can use this platform if they want to sell online. Just take a screenshot of this slide, and then you can already set up your mini apps in as fast as 5 minutes. Once again, thank you for listening, and stay safe.
Thank you for that insightful presentation, Ragde. It is interesting to note that Jack Ma's billion-dollar business is founded on a simple concept that anyone can leverage on. At the end of the day, a frictionless customer experience is what will set you apart from your competition. I know you probably have a lot of questions for Jack and Ragde, so please type them in the Q&A box at the lower right-hand side of your screen so our guest speakers can address them later. Lucky winners of a limited edition Everyday Better Hydro Flask will be drawn from those who ask questions during the webinar. For now, let's take a quick break and answer this fourth poll question. What kind of transactions can you do on mobile wallets? Is it bills payment, bank transfers, QR payments, send money, salary disbursements, e-commerce payments? Key in your answers, guys, in the pop-up poll on Zoom. Let us know what kind of transactions you currently use your mobile wallets for. If you don't have one yet, what would you like to use it for? Thank you for sending in your answers. Our next speaker will help us understand how digital payments has changed in the past couple of months and how this pandemic has forced a lot of establishments to rely on cashless transactions to ensure that we practice social distancing. The pandemic has forced a lot of businesses to adopt new ways of working, new channels for selling, and new payment methods. Our speaker is the president and CEO of Mynt, which operates GCash. Previous to the role, she was a senior vice president at Globe as head of the broadband business, with more than 20 years of experience in various industries like food, over the counter drugs, and personal care. She's highly experienced in transforming organizations and businesses. In her 12 years in Globe, she has led various businesses such as postpaid mobile, small and medium business, and broadband. She has pioneered and executed breakthroughs, all anchored on addressing important customer needs, such as the customizable plans in postpaid, introducing tech solutions for SMEs, and even created a new industry category in prepaid via the highly successful Globe Home prepaid Wi Fi, all while building agile and digital capabilities. She has attended and finished IMD and INSID executive programs and has a Bachelor of Science degree in Business Administration and Accounting, graduating cum laude from the University of the Philippines in Diliman. Join me in welcoming the President and CEO of Mynt, Martha Sazon. Hello, Martha. It's a pleasure to have you with us today.
Good afternoon. Okay. So, hi everyone. I'm here to present GCash and to talk more about it and let you know what it can do for you in your business. Okay. So, as you can see, my first slide is all about our vision, which is basically providing finance for all. But towards this one, let me give you some context first. GCash is in existence mainly to address some pain points of largely of the Filipino people. The pain point of lack of financial access in the Philippines, and we want them to leverage on the unique landscape in the country. First of all, the problem is 7 out of 10 Filipinos do not have a bank account. There's lack of the documentation to register. There's no national ID, unlike most countries in the world. And informal lending is still prevalent. What's worse is that because of this informal lending, a lot of businesses, a lot of Filipinos get victimized by very high interest rates, right? Because of their desperation to get capital. Right? However, the opportunity that we see is that it is in the mobile space. There's high mobile penetration. People have more than one phone and one SIM. And generally, Filipinos are internet savvy. We're an internet savvy population. In fact, we're the top user of Facebook worldwide. And if you look at the activity as presented by our previous speakers, there's strong activity on e-commerce and online ordering apps. And Filipinos also spend a lot of time in social media, which brings us to our vision for, despite all of these limitations, but if we combine it with the opportunity, we can achieve the finance for all vision. We believe in a cashless Philippines in the future that leads to finance for all. And this is ably supported by the PSP. GCash is not just a finance app, rather it's a digital lifestyle app as well, enabling Filipinos to realize their dreams. Whether it's a student needing to buy load, an employee paying for bills, business owners needing to pay their employees their salaries, or pay their vendors for the supplies that they got, or even receiving payments from customers. And household helps who need support from their family to support their families in the provinces. All of these are enabled and can be enabled by GCash. Next slide, please. So this shows our ecosystem. It's an all-in-one app. We stand for ease and relevance, especially nowadays. So GCash is an app that's easy to get, easy to navigate, and it makes it easy for you to use it every day. Um, it's a wallet that you can, first of all, it's a wallet that's your substitute to cash, especially nowadays where cash is not seen as safe. Not safe in terms of health, as it could carry virus, and it's not safe in terms of security, right? So GCash is a substitute for that in terms of sending and receiving money. The app also gives you access to the best financial services. We have bank transfers. We provide bank transfers. Um, we have GSave, which offers the best interest rate in the market now at up to 4%. We also have credit, G Credit, which has been quite popular in the recent weeks. Insure and invest as well. Um, on top of that, it's also a business and a lifestyle app. It allows you to buy goods, pay vendors. It has QR capability as a cashless way to pay and receive money. Allows you also to buy load. In fact, you can also play with it and help you give back to the environment via the G Forest. Before the pandemic, we launched the KKB, which allows you to divide the money that someone paid for. It also gives easy access to Lazmart. It allows you to pay online, whether it's Lazada, Google, and Apple, where we've seen tremendous increase in transactions. Currently, we're the market leader, as we've seen in the slide. We're the number one in the Philippines. We're the top most downloaded new app in Android. Last month, we were just top 3 next to Shopee and to TikTok. Before with next to Zoom. Now we're the top most downloaded new app in the market. We have a wide range of network as well in terms of merchants. Before the pandemic, we had more than 75,000 merchants in our system. But in the past 2 to 3 months, we onboarded 11,000 more than 11,000. Not to mention the unquantifiable base in our send and receive transactions. So there are now merchants who are informally using our send and receive function to allow them to send and receive money from their customers and from their suppliers as well. We also have more than 30,000 cash-in points, not to mention all our online cash-in points were integrated with BPI, with Union Bank, so you can do all your financial transactions at the comfort of your home. While we have a tremendous base, a significant base in terms of our app, we can also be accessed via USSD, and we can be attached with a GCash Mastercard. What's good about this is it allows even the unbanked people or those who don't have smartphones to access GCash, which is a good thing, especially in the social amelioration program that the government is doing. Most importantly, I wanted to highlight the fact that it's so easy to get onboarded here. Unlike in a bank where you need a lot of documentations, to submit a lot of documentations, you need to wait several days just to get verified and then go back and forth to the branch. This one, real time, you get validated with our best-in-class tool. So it's the first digital verification process in the country, providing close to real-time turnaround time. And we are using a financial-grade identity platform approved by the BSP that helps us identify legitimate and authentic applications. So as far as security is concerned, we're up there in terms of standards. We're also using the A+ platform, which is the platform of Ant Financial, which houses more than 1 billion in terms of consumers worldwide. Therefore, it's sure that it can take on all the transaction that's been growing the past months. It helps that we have an unfair advantage in terms of our shareholders being having Globe as one of our major shareholders with their significant nationwide reach, being number 1 in mobile and with their distribution network. One of our major shareholders is also Ant Financial, owned by Jack Ma, with their proven technology and platform expertise, which takes care of our A+ platform and the risk capabilities. And of course, Ayala, in terms of opening opportunities to partner with companies across different industries. To To supplement our services, as I mentioned earlier, we have partnered with the biggest brands for our funding, cash in and cash out in payment channels. Lastly, we want to make a bigger impact to the society via our GCash for Good, where we've led the drive to raise more than 27 million in COVID donations to be shared across 18 NGOs and foundations. We also have G Forest, which already brings 4 million users, which allows the users to plant a tree in the virtual world um, in the Ipo watershed. Next slide, please. Okay. I wanted to share with you some key emerging trends that we have observed together with Google, and this was verified by Google as well. Um, First is the non-contact revolution. So we've seen tremendous growth of GCash, mainly because of this insight. As quarantine lockdown suspended movement, there was a shift online to conduct errands and to conduct everything, right? We are quarantined, therefore we're limited in terms of face-to-face interaction. There's also been increased adoption in grocery and food delivery services. But with GCash, you can do all your errands without leaving the safety of your home through shopping online, paying bills, buying loan, and even accepting payments from your customers and paying your vendors as well. Second insight would be emerging virtual communities. You see the communities in the Viber, in Facebook. Um, Social distancing has pushed the group activities in an online virtual world, with reunions, even masses done through videos and video chats. Um, the online selling communities have significantly grown to combat possible income loss and continue to earn from home. And I'm sure you guys have participated in some way or another in this community. With GCash online sellers, they can actually use their accounts to receive payments from their customers via P2P or bank transfer. And that's what we've been doing to enable our customers. Third is navigating through financial volatility. It's surprising to know that it's the young people who are quite concerned about their financial stability and financial wellness. This pandemic has boosted their interest further in terms of financial literacy and wealth management. And what we have in GCash is that you have access to easy to register financial services like savings, GSave, investing money in money market funds, access to credit, and coming soon our insurance in app. What's good about this is we're able to democratize these financial services, which normally would be available only or seemingly available only to those who are financially savvy or those who have a lot of money. Now, for as low as 50 pesos, you can get GSave, you can save money and earn already 3.1% per annum. So for businesses like you guys, you can put your excess money or you can just place it anytime in the GSave while waiting for it to be used up so that you can manage your cash flow. And there's no minimum. You get 3.1% return. And if you exceed 100,000, it goes up to 4%. And we counted the clicks. It only takes 3 clicks for you to withdraw and to deposit money. Next slide, please. So this actually summarizes how we've complemented the new normal, the stay-at-home lifestyle. We've seen more than 700% growth year on year in terms of transactions. Our volumes, our users grow by the millions every month. And how much we've grown in the past 3 years, we've more than doubled that in the past 2 months. There's also increased adoption by our partner merchants and new businesses. And we've been providing awareness and relevant communication to both businesses and to the government as well. Recently, during the deadline for the BIR tax payment, we were able to help a lot of citizens pay their taxes without having to leave their homes. And in fact, BIR has reported that they've increased their collection efficiency mainly because of the e-wallets. Most importantly, though, we've helped the government distribute efficiently the the financial assistance to various stakeholders, one of which is Makati. With their Makatulong program, we were able to disburse immediately, like in less than a week, their financial assistance to the relevant citizens. We've also helped Quezon City, Taguig, and other government agencies like DSWD, LTFRB. In fact, because of the good experience of DSWD with us, they've given us the second tranche where we were able, where we could, we have the opportunity to distribute to almost 2.4 million beneficiaries worth 16 billion pesos of amelioration program. We offer, this platform is not just for the public sector though. We offer this to private businesses as well, even to Grab for their disbursement to their drivers. We also did that. So we partnered also with the private companies. Next slide, please. I guess what I could share with you guys is in GCash, we can help you make your businesses pandemic proof. Okay? With this three easy to understand benefits like payment acceptance via QR, via P2P, via online. It's very easy to get into our system, whether you can start as a consumer or as a merchant, we can help you. Also, supplier and utility payments like Meralco, Telco, and BIR, we can do that for you. We can also do payroll and allowance disbursement with even with GCash Mastercard in there. Not to mention that we don't just stop there. We help you and your employees and your family grow their financial take care of their financial well-being by making you guys try save money, G credit, invest money, and even insurance, all with very minimal amount as a minimum investment, as low as 50 pesos only. Okay, next slide, please. Aside from our full suite of services for merchants, I have three reasons why you should be a GCash merchant. Number one, there's access to GCash customer base. You can accept payments from millions of GCash users nationwide to boost visibility of your sales and promotion. Second, you can get paid safely and securely. With our QR, you can receive payments in real time. Plus, it removes the hassle of customers accidentally inputting the wrong account details. Last but not the least, it allows you to save time on everyday transactions. There's no need for you to leave your store to pay your suppliers anymore. Just use the GCash bank transfer facilities, which we've seen has grown tremendously during this quarantine period. If you're interested, getting started is so easy. You just follow three simple steps. Number one, open a GCash account. Just download the app, whether it's Android or Apple, and create a new account. It's open to all networks. Second, get fully verified. You just have to be fully verified to access all our features, which means, and we've made this step easier for you and faster with our best-in-class eKYC platform. It uses facial verification, and you only need to submit one valid ID. Third, you can visit also gcash.com/business, where you can input your details, including your GCash account number, and our account managers will contact you within 24 hours. But that number three is an optional thing. You can do it. You can already start your GCash transactions just by steps 1 and 2. As a last point, we want to invite all of you here today, current entrepreneurs or those about to start their own businesses, to try our merchant services and join us in creating a cashless Philippines. Sabi nga namin sa GCash, i-GCash mo na yan. Thank you.
Thank you, Martha, for sharing the benefits of mobile wallets and digital banking during the pandemic and how this will change the behavior of both sellers and buyers moving forward. We are excited to see how the digital payments landscape will evolve in the coming months to adapt to this new normal. Okay, now that we have heard from all of our panelists, and I'm sure you are just as eager as I am to have your questions answered, I won't hold them back any further. from answering your burning questions. Can we please have all of our guest speakers all up on screen for our live Q&A session? Hi, everyone. Are you guys ready to answer the questions our audience has sent over? Okay, so maybe we can start with Jack. Hi, Jack.
Hi, Eileen.
Hi. We have several people sending over this question. Do they need to be a DTI registered business to be able to sell through Grab? To sell to Grab?
So first is the Grab app is open to everyone, right? So if you think about it, you don't really need to register via DTI to be able to use the Grab services. However, if you want to be a Grab merchant for Grab Food and Grab Mart, that's where the DTI registration, the BIR documents are actually required. So, but you can maximize the benefits of using the Grab platform, Grabexpress, Grab Pay, Grab Food, even without a registration.
Okay, thank you, Jack. For Ragde, what is the typical cost of setting up a mini app? Can this also apply for service-driven businesses?
Currently, it's only for retail. So your first question, the cost, it's really free. No upfront monthly costs. They just need to go to our website, and then they can set up their mini app in as fast as 5 minutes.
Oh, okay. And then it also applies to service-driven businesses. Is that correct?
Currently, we're limited to retail. But as the economy opens up, I'll think allow if we are going to allow more people to go to in-store to avail, services, then we might offer something for them in the future. But for now, we're focusing on retail.
Okay, thank you very much for that, Ragde. For Martha, our audience want to know, what will be the future of e-commerce after the pandemic? How do you think it will look like?
I think it will never go back to the way it was before. This pandemic has not only allowed us to try a new thing, but it has habituated us. They say it takes 21 days to create a habit. Well, we're far more than 21 days now. So,
okay.
And we've also seen in the trends how e-commerce have grown. E-commerce like Lazada, Shopee, it has grown tremendously, and even the way of paying it. I think cash has become feared by people using cash. People fear using cash now, so that's why GCash has been tremendously popular these days.
Thank you, Martha. I go back now to Jack. One of our audience members sent this. I have a meat shop. Can I sell through Grabexpress? Very specific, huh? Meat shop.
Meat shop, right?
Yes.
Okay, so first, since you have a meat shop, I would suggest maximizing our services, right? So let me talk about the multiple services that you can use. So first, if you have your own online channel through Facebook, your hotline, your Viber, what you can do is you can actually allow your buyers to order online, and then we can deliver it for you. You can be part of the Madiskarteng Boss Club, or you can join our web portal where you can actually batch orders. And you can actually bulk upload a CSV file of all your orders, because I'm assuming meat is very on demand right now, right? The second thing is you can actually also sign up to be part of our GrabPay merchants. So we have a GrabPay link wherein you can accept payments using GrabPay, and you can actually use that payment to put it to your bank account via InstaPay. So that's another option. The third piece is actually signing up for GrabMart. So GrabMart is our newest product. You can actually buy your groceries, all the different food products. You purchase it there. You pay using your credit card, using GrabPay, or even using cash. Then a rider will pick it up from your meat shop, and it will get delivered to the doorstep within minutes. So those are, I think, 3 things that you can all use for you to be able to maximize your meat shop business. And as I mentioned, right, there is InstaPay, for the
Yes.
payments for GrabPay link, it's actually free.
Okay. Thank you, Jack, for that very specific answer. I hope we're able to help our audience with the meat shop with those steps. Ragde, this one naman is, sorry, they didn't give the name, but do you accept startups with only one product?
Yes, actually, yeah, we have I think a cold brew business that only sell one product. I think it's a 1 liter cold brew coffee. So yeah, we have that one merchant already. So if you have only one product, you're very much welcome to create your own mini app store.
Thank you, Ragde. Martha, are G-Save deposits insured by PDIC?
Yes, of course, up to 500,000.
Wow, okay. Up to 500,000. Okay, similar to a bank deposit, right?
Yes, yes. And you know,
For,
different about it is like in other financial instruments, you need a minimum amount,
Mhm,
like 100,000 to get like, I think treasury bonds generate only 2.25 to 2.75%. With GSA, we get 3.1.
oh, okay.
And there's
Nice.
no management fee.
Okay. No management fee. That's important. Okay. Jack, food service temperature is very important. How do you keep and ensure the quality of the food that you deliver? Because our audience member noticed that this factor is not being considered or monitored at all. So they want to know because they order a lot from Grab Food as well.
Yeah, I think one thing we're doing, so I will parse the answer into different like items, right? So first is we try to ensure food safety by contactless deliveries, right? That's the first thing, right? We're trying to
Okay.
make sure that the drivers handling your food are safe, so they do daily health declaration and daily temperature checks. The second piece, in terms of food handling, we're actually deploying more and more drivers with insulated bags, right? As you know, the insulated bag is necessary to keep the temperature of the food. And we're trying to make sure that all of our riders have the insulated bag. As you know, it wasn't really super easy to deploy these bags during the pandemic because the ports were closed, right? But now we're doubling down on distribution while still maintaining social distancing measures. The third piece is on insurance, right? I've mentioned that the items are actually insured. If something happens, we will make sure that you get repaid, and in most cases, we try our best to send you the same food item, right? The last piece is we have collaboration with different training centers to teach our drivers proper food handling. Yun. So these are some of the things we do. We constantly refresh the knowledge of our drivers. And if you have any complaints, I think it's best to let us know, right?
Yes.
Because if you do anything, if you tell us anything, we will do something about it. We will retrain the drivers, we will suspend the drivers, we will give him a bag, all these different things. But we don't know unless you tell us via the app.
Okay. So guys, you heard it from Jack. You have to tell them whenever you see something like this, so they can do something about it. Okay. This one is a general question, so any one of you can answer. How do you see the role of government in helping SMEs sell their business online? What would be the role of government in that? Who would like to take that question?
Yeah, I think I can answer this one. Well, for one, DTI needs to have a clear policy in case that we will go back to GCQ. So with the cases that we have right now, lockdown is imminent. They need to have a clear policy on which products can pass through checkpoints, and also so that we can have smooth and streamlined flow of food from the producer side, which is to the suburbs down here to Manila. They need to have a clear policy so that our online sellers, our customers here selling online will have steady amount of goods to sell to their customers.
Okay. Thank you, Ragde. Martha or Jack, do you have anything to share?
I think the government has a big role in this. First is, first the national ID. National ID allows legitimate people in the system, in the digital system, whether that's in GCash or other digital services, which makes it safe for the merchants and for the businesses to transact with people, right? I think we're one of the very few remaining countries in the world that don't have national ID yet. It's a good thing that Falcis is now working on it, and I think they will be partnering with BSB to implement it hopefully next year. The other one is for government to facilitate also the integration with the banks of e-wallets like us with the banks, because it's easy. It's so easy to transfer monies so that we become it's easy to transfer monies from the banks to us so that we can help them distribute it to a bigger population. Right.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Martha. Actually, going back to you, there's another question that came in. Are people now investing through GCash, or is GCash exclusively for Globe users, or can other network users use it too?
It's available to any network, to all networks, whether you're smart, you're Sun, TNT, it's available. It's not just for Globe subscribers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you asked about investing?
Yes. People are now investing through GCash. With a
Yes.
question mark. Yeah.
Actually, it's really more the G-Save that's we've seen tremendous growth on. I mean, whatever base we had at the by end of March, we've more than doubled that in the past 3 months. People have discovered G-Save as a form of taking care of their financial well-being.
That's good. Okay, Jack, I don't know if you can take this on. Is it better to sell independently through FB or to sell within buy and sell groups?
Okay, that's an interesting question. Actually, it depends on what you're selling. There's really a lot of buy and sell groups, right? And it's really good to help you establish credibility during the start, because that's where people would discover you. And then once you've built following, I think you can start using your site, right? The other helpful way of selling is making sure that your buyers actually review you, right? Because with their reviews, it builds credibility that you're a legit seller. And when you're ready to do shipments through the big e-commerce platforms, that's actually going to be beneficial as well. Actually, Irene, I wanted to touch upon the question on the government a while ago. I think I wasn't able to butt in. Okay.
Sorry.
Okay lang, it's okay. Yeah, kasi actually I wanted to share na parang the Philippine government is actually finally embracing digitization. Parang they're finally using digital services more and more. I think support with us, diba? Support with GCash and all the other platforms. It's really becoming better and better. So I think I can share a bit of our partnerships, right? The first one is DTI. DTI actually partners with the different e-commerce platforms, different e-payment solutions, logistic solutions to have their talks. And for us, we're actually partners with them for DTI OTOP, or One Town, One Product, where they promote local produce from the different places in the Philippines. The other piece is we also have a partnership with the DOT for Harvest Festival. If you've opened your app recently, the DOT actually gave us a list of their merchants or their sellers online that are actually selling harvest produce from different places and bringing it into the main cities like Manila, Cebu, Davao. And lastly, we have a partnership with the Department of Agriculture. I think now a lot of people might not know, but you can go to the eKadiwa store. You can actually purchase your vegetables, your meat, your fish, and all of these were partnerships that that had different logistics platforms, payment platforms involved. I think they also need to work towards financial inclusion, right? So I really like what Martha said in terms of the BSP, really like the national ID, because it really makes things like KYC easier, it makes cashless transactions better, and it allows people to be more educated in terms of protecting their own wallets, their money, and saving.
Thank you, Jack. Thank you for that.
Thank you, Irene.
Thank you guys for answering the questions from our audience. Before we close the Q&A session, can we ask for any final words of advice that you can give our audience? Can we start with you, Martha? Martha?
She's on
Oh,
mute. Yeah.
yeah.
I was on mute. I'm inviting
Yeah.
everyone here to experience the benefits of going digital and try our cashless payment options in order to pandemic proof your business. Take note, I mean, amidst this difficult environment, there is still a way and we can help you with that. So, i-Gcash nyo na yan.
Thank you, Martha. What about you, Ragde? What final advice can you give our audience?
Well, I want to, send thanks to the participants for attending this event. For online sellers that are listening right now, whatever selling initiatives that you're doing right now, just continue it. This is something that you should not stop even we, overcome this pandemic crisis. Uh, Baka ito na yung calling nyo, selling online. Ang priority natin is, to keep the transactions flowing so that we can increase the economic activity and therefore survive this crisis. Actually, I'm thankful about yung mga sinabi ni Marta. It's reassuring that things that we're doing right now will continue. In fact, we're going to work soon so that we can have them as one of our payment options, and I hope we can do the same with Grab. So basically, if you're selling online, don't stop. Even though we're done with this pandemic crisis, maybe that's your calling. You can have that side gig even though we're go back na sa normal, and yeah, just continue it.
Thank you, Ragde. Lastly, can we hear from you, Jack?
Yeah, thank you, Eileen. Thank you for all the attendees. And Ragde, I'm looking forward to being integrated with your platforms. We have a lot of people like asking us if they can integrate our delivery solutions for them, right? So for me, for all the attendees, it's really just embrace the different types of digital services to thrive in the new normal. Don't be afraid to start with your own Facebook page, your own Viber group, and try to sell your products. Share it with the world and don't be afraid. Thank you.
Thank you, Jack. Thank you, Ragde and Martha, for sharing all of your tips on how to start, restart, and or grow your business during this pandemic. These tips are certainly very useful and are very important for future-proofing your business and setting it up for success. Thank you, everyone, for all of the questions you've sent over. I apologize we are not able to answer all of them. I wish we had more time to get to all of the questions you've sent in, but if you would like to get in touch with any of our speakers to help you start, restart, or grow your current business, please feel free to connect with them through the contact details flashed on your screen. We are also sending the details in the Q&A box below, so you can get in touch with them directly. Okay. Before we end this webinar, we would like to congratulate the 3 lucky winners of the limited edition Hydro Flask water bottles. Congratulations to, we will flash the names on screen. Oh, okay. Okay, congratulations to the 3 lucky winners. Unfortunately, I cannot see the slide. So, Miss Marco Messina, Julia Chua, and Marielle Manalo. Our team will get in touch with you on how you can claim your prize, so please watch out for that. Okay. I would like to thank everyone who joined us this afternoon for taking the time and for actively participating in our poll and Q&A segment. We hope that you have found this webinar as helpful and as inspiring as I have, and that you have discovered new tools and got tips on how you can make your business better every day. This is a good a time as any to start your own business. So go out there and live your dream of being your own boss or transform your business to compete in the new normal. We would like to get your feedback on this event so we can continue to deliver helpful webinars to you in the months to come. So if you have time, please answer the short survey by scanning the QR code that will be flashed on your screen at the end of the event. Thank you again, everyone. Have a pleasant evening. Stay safe always. This is your host, Eileen from Manulife Philippines, signing off. Thank
Life. What a journey it is. So rich and so diverse. And now more than ever, so unpredictable. A kaleidoscope of moments. Moments shaped by the decisions we make. And all of us make thousands every single day. These decisions can be complex. From how we choose to invest, to planning for later life, to reaching our greatest goals. We make these decisions easier every day, so everyone can live better. Every day better. This drives what we do. From sharing investment insights that others may not see, to helping her make sure his education is covered. From rewarding him for staying healthy, to giving her the confidence to soar. Every day better is doing a job that improves people's lives and believing that tomorrow will be better than today. Even during these challenging months, by deciding to keep going, to keep strong, and importantly, to keep smiling. For everyone, together, let's keep making every day better.
Oh. Hi sis, can I order a phone case and have it delivered now? Okay. Eto kuya. online seller, Grabexpress makes me part of the Madiskarteng Boss Club. Mula nung nag-member ako, ang feeling ko, CEO ako! Thank you, Kuya! Ang business ko, walang pahinga, kahit nasa bahay man or nasa salon pa. Plus, my deliveries get me rebates and exclusive rewards on the Grab app.
Oh, God!
At nagbibigay rin sila ng business solutions to help me. Here you go, Kuya! Diskartehan mo na, so sign up na for the Madiskarteng Boss Club with Grabexpress! Kuya!
Managing your money should be easy. As one of the first mobile payment brands, evolving and adapting through the years, that's always been the vision of GCash. A world at your fingertips. But with an increasingly changing world comes our need to be so much more. And that's why we're here. Introducing the new GCash. We envision a world of financial opportunities where anyone can make the most out of their money. From paying bills, opening a savings account, to shopping online and off, and everything in between, we're putting it all in your hands so you can do more, be more. With GCash, make the most out of life in one lifestyle app. Wherever you want to go, whatever you need to do, we'll be there to make things simpler, better. Because at the end of the day, we think life can be as easy as that. Endless possibilities and more time to do what really matters. GCash, what can't you do?